Welcome, everyone, to Trevor Talks Too Much, the show where I bring on a guest, a person of interest, you could say, not like a criminal, and I talk to them, and I see if we can become friends, and if we can chat again sometime. I'm your host, Trevor Everts. I am the master baker, mythical swag lord, and captain of my high school basketball team for 2 years in a row. That's right, I'm an athlete. Thank you, everyone. And today I spoke with Suburban, or Daniel the Conqueror, as he told me he likes to be called. He's a musician, a producer. You probably know him. You've heard his songs. He has Cradles. He has Uh-Oh. He has Candyman. We had a phenomenal time. It was great. We talked about the difficulties of virality in when it comes to the internet and specifically music. We talked about the differences between synthetic sound and organic sound in music, which was really cool. And we also yelled a lot, and we arm wrestled, and there was a very fun, very exciting little musical bit at the end that Suburban performed for us, which was very impressive, and you don't want to miss it. So it was amazing. Before we get into the show, though, the coolest thing ever is happening in Austin in October 27th through 30th. Mythicon is happening. Mythical convention. It's going to be crazy. It's the first time we're ever doing it. So this is a convention that is all mythical everything. We're putting it on ourselves. We're going to be at like this ranch, and there's going to be so many cool things. There's going to be a ton of different activities, great food. There's going to be like beer gardens and stuff. There's going to be a ton of live podcasts. I'm going to be doing a live podcast. Josh and Nicole are going to be doing a live podcast. Rhett and Link are going to have a huge humongous show. There's going to be karaoke. It's genuinely going to be one of the most unique and cool events ever. I'm really excited for it. I am so pumped to meet people, to walk around, to have fun. It's going to be crazy. Tickets are on sale now. So go check it out. Go get your tickets. It's going to be something that you don't want to miss. Genuinely, like one of the coolest things that we've got going. We've been working on it forever, and I'm so excited. Please go get tickets. It's going to be great. But yeah, Jamie, are you excited?
I am so excited. I don't even know what it's gonna look like. I can't bring my eyes to even fathom it, but It's gonna be it's literally like a mythical town almost.
A mythical town. It's gonna be, I don't even know how to explain it. It's gonna be so freaking cool. It's literally gonna be a whole town of mythicality. So yeah, go get your tickets. But for now, let's get into this show, I guess. Yeah?
Yeah, because it's freaking hilarious.
You heard it here first. Freaking hilarious. Let's do it. Everybody, say hello. Say hi to Suburban.
My name's Danny. You could better know me by Suburban. My name's Suburban. I made those songs.
Yes, songs. Musician.
I'm a musician or something.
Yeah, no, he's great. I was actually, we were shooting some videos because I work over in the kitchen, the mythical kitchen. Yeah. We do cooking videos, but I put on some of your music and we were listening to it while we were doing a little cooking. That was great. It was a little vibe.
Which one did you listen to?
I don't know. I just said, hey, Alexa, play music by Suburban, and she gave me some bangers. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. That was definitely one of the ones. That is probably your most popular song.
It's my most popular. That was what put me on the map.
Yeah, put you on the map. It's super great to have you here, man.
Thank you.
It's exciting to have you in the studio.
I'm excited to be here. I used to be just like when I was a teenager, I used to watch Good Mythical Morning quite a bit. So yeah. I walked in here, I had no idea what I was doing. They were like, yeah, you're doing a podcast or something. And I was just like, okay. It was like my first day back from the middle of the tour. So I was just like, oh God, I don't want to. And then I saw the Good Mythical Morning. I was like, why didn't you tell me? why didn't you tell me this was actually important?
Imagine like
to my lore.
Seeing Good Mythical Morning and being like a fan of Good Mythical Morning. And you're like, oh my God, Rhett and Link. And then you just show up and it's me.
Yeah.
It's just some like rando kid. And then like Rhett and Link decided to give a show.
Where are they?
Yeah, where can we get Rhett and Link in here? Well, if you wanted to, I believe Link does sit in that chair occasionally. I think he was sitting in that chair this morning. No? What day is it? Wednesday?
He was yesterday.
You give it a sniff if you want.
Yesterday.
Please give it a sniff. That's really good.
Yeah.
Sniff in the chair. Yeah.
That Link smell.
Really gets me.
Sadly, that's as close as you're going to get to Link today. I'm sorry. And I think
that's all I needed.
I think this is actually one of Link's old shirts. So
don't tempt me, man. Don't tempt me.
You have to tackle me out of the chair. Okay, so you are good slurp.
Next question.
Well, so you're a musician. That is what I would call your career.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. So you make music. How much music do you make? How many musics have you made?
I made a few hundred.
Few hundred? That's quite
know.
a few. Like, are we talking like notes, bars?
If you were talking notes, then thousands. But if we're talking about projects started in Ableton, then a few hundred probably.
Nice.
Maybe 1,000.
That's a lot.
I've been doing this since I was 14. I produce music. I make all the instrumentals to my songs. I've started working with other people since I entered the industry, because at first when I entered in, I was like, how is nobody here a 100%er like me?
Yeah.
I'm a genius. And then I realized, like, holy shit, if you're an artist, you have no time to do actually anything, because you're constantly doing podcasts like this one without Rhett or Link.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I could show you the set after this if you want.
It's not enough.
I'm sorry. I wish I could be better. I really do.
Better.
Honestly, this is something that I struggle with every time we bring a guest in. They're like, oh God, this is where a good mythical morning is. And I'm like, yeah, but you just get me. You just get little
I enjoy
old
you
me.
so much, so far, so much so far.
That makes me really happy.
I'm enjoying this. But yeah, I've been producing. I started singing when I was a teenager, and then I got really lucky with that Blanc 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 Cradles song when I was 19, and that blew up on TikTok. That was one of the pioneers before the meta became every song that you hear now has to pass through the TikTok filter of fame.
Yeah.
And then everybody in the music industry got really, really lazy and confused and didn't know how to proceed after Justin Bieber happened. So, I mean, honestly, like Lil Nas X changed the game.
Yeah.
It's just like you Doja Cat too. Like you log on, you make a meme song, and then suddenly, like, wow, you're a goddamn superstar.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. Anyways, yeah, that song definitely gave me a lot of insight on the kinds of me as a person.
Yeah.
After the fact, because I really realized, like, wow, a lot of these fans of mine that I am now garnering are incredibly socially awkward, abysmally hopeless teenagers.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, this is exactly the mind state I was in when I made this song. So that kind of worked.
Dude, I've been to a Joji concert. Trust me.
I love Joji.
I love Joji too.
I love Joji. Filthy Frank was a big inspiration to me as a child trying to entertain people on the internet. But when I saw him like move to music, it was like, there's a greater scope to entertainment as a whole, especially with YouTube. I just feel like, unfortunately, YouTube, you're going to like inevitably become super corporate.
Yeah.
Like even with Good Mythical Morning and I, and calling them out, just like it started probably like super DIY, like Smosh, super DIY, like, and then suddenly it's like, okay, we have to keep making money.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's like really sad, but I think the same exact thing like happens for anybody who wants career longevity. So it's just like even a bunch of TikTok stars now becoming like musicians, like for example, Bella Porch, who I work with.
Yeah.
It's just like people recognize that the entryway to someone's heart is through their ears and or mouth.
Yeah. No, I mean, you've seen the studio, obviously. You probably walked through it a little bit. We have like over 100 employees here, all to produce the same Good Mythical Morning show that started
so funny.
It's so silly and goofy. I mean, it started in Rhett Link's garage.
Really? I didn't know that. That's some Zuckerberg.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they were in the garage when they started back in the Carolina region of the country.
Wow. What kind of mics were they recording on?
Dude, I don't even know if they had a microphone.
Just on the phone. Wait,
that was like the wild
were phones
west.
a thing back then? Those old
Yeah. Those old
They're
farts.
recording on the flip phone.
Yeah. They're such dads. It's so funny because people are like, are Rhett and Link as like crazy as they are, or as they come across on the show? I'm like, no, they like have families. They get
no,
done
that
with
was what the charm was to me as a kid. It was just like, wow, these guys are like, they're societal peak. Like this is the kind of man we should all strive to be.
Really, like they just get done with their silly internet show,
and
they
so silly.
Go home to their wives and kids,
make love to them.
Make love to them. They do. Rhett and Link. No, Rhett, I think actually in a Mythical Kitchen episode talked about going down on his wife. So you know he's a man of class.
Classy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Prioritize.
He's a good guy. No, for sure. I was actually going to ask you, I mean, you kind of already talked about it, but like just being a musician in the TikTok era.
Yeah, it's awful. It's terrifying and hopeless and dreary and hilarious.
You heard it here first.
It's so soulless.
I mean,
those Chinese algorithms. Oh, those Chinese algorithms will get your children to be socialist, incredibly socialist, and or incredibly capitalist. They log on there and they see someone just talking about the downfall of capitalism, and their 7-year-old brains are like, what? And they hear cradles and they're like, I feel good, I think. And then I make money.
And then you make money.
That's how
it goes.
And then I put all that money into music videos and make no profit, and then piss off my record label.
What are you gonna do? I mean, it's such an awful cycle of just like chasing
virality.
Yeah, literally, that's it. I mean,
you want to have a moment. You want to cut through everybody's bullshit every single time, and it's only going to last so long unless you're like the biggest artist possible. And even then, they're struggling now because the retention of the internet has just spiraled into this like, oh, what happened? Oh, this happened? Oh my God. Oh, what? Oh, Will Smith? Oh, that's over. I don't care about that anymore. It's like, there's just this constant death clock of like childish mind within even adults, and it's just like you have to somehow figure out the balance between like the intrigue of, I've been saying this for a while, but the intrigue of others versus your own, to prioritize your own happiness as like an entertainer. You have to know like, okay, this is what's like really like catching people's eyes. Even something as stupid as like right now, the color green, it's springtime. Oh, there's like little stupid micro trends that like hypnotize people, and you like try to involve that in your visuals. You try to involve that within your music somehow, and just like, or within whatever. It doesn't have to be music. And then those things are constantly changing, and you have to like predict the thing that happens after the thing. And it just gets really tiring when you realize everyone's just starting to become way more globalized and starting to do the same things more often than not.
And you never get to enjoy anything that you make, because as soon as you make that thing, even if it does catch, you're already thinking about, okay, what's the next thing I can do to capitalize on that? It's like, it's such a grind.
Yeah, and it's like, if you're not involved in social media, you know, the whole sense of mystery has dissipated from the music industry, you know, like from the 90s to the 2000s, it was like, oh yeah, you can't reach these people. And then now you see people like you see people like big ass artists like 24K Golden, Kid Laroi, and like Lil Nas X, the Doja Cat, and they're all like, I mean, Bella Poarch for one. Yeah, they're on like TikTok, and they're like, they have to stay. Their face has to be in people's minds, or else I get it. Like whenever I go on like a 6-month hiatus, I like come back and then I'd like, okay, what's gonna make people laugh? I like ignore all the micro trends and just like focus on like, okay, what's gonna make people like pay attention for a second? Yeah. And it's just like the first comment is like, wow, forgot you were alive. Yeah. Wow, forgot you were alive. It's been 2 weeks. Yeah.
Dude, there's anxiety though. Like, I mean, I get it all the time, and I'm
actually mentally ill.
Yeah. I'm like thankful that I work at a place where I just have a paycheck. Like it's not the same for like other content creators, but like if a video doesn't get as many views for us, it doesn't matter. It's not like I'm seeing less money in my paycheck because I work at a big production company. But like,
you're still like involved though in thinking about like how, like that's part of your job. It's like, how do I bring it in? Otherwise, you know, you'll get fired. But like, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, no, it is for sure. But like even anxiety on like,
I'm gonna get you fired.
No, don't get me fired.
I'm gonna get you fired.
No, please, Rhett and Link, don't fire me.
Let me smell your shirt.
But like the anxiety that I get where I'm like, I haven't tweeted in a week, or I haven't tweeted something funny or posted on Instagram. And it's like, oh my God, if I don't do it, people are going to like not care about me. And it's like,
and then you're
so
also at war with these like
toxic.
actual robots that are managing like the algorithms of like what people are seeing and like what's popular. And like, you're literally in this weird race for like, when they notice you stop posting, like then they like punish you. They're like, yeah, you're not going to get any likes. All right, we just updated Instagram. The entire feed is now just ads and pages you don't follow anymore because we don't give a about you.
It's so awful.
Yeah. So it's like you see your like count get like halved and then like goes up really quickly, and then you lose a ton of followers because like a ton of followers were like dormant and stagnated for a while because they didn't realize you were alive because you wasn't getting in their algorithm curated feed. It's insane. But other than that, I'm still like just surfing the waves. I'm having a lot of fun just making music. Like as negative and like whatever like technology is, it's always going to be like hopeful to me because it's like it's technology, dude. It's like I'm not gonna be one of those boomers at this age already.
You need to get off the computer there, sonny.
It's gonna.
Back in my day, I used to go outside and stare at a log.
Stare at a log.
It's just like
toad on a log.
No, I mean we get really nihilistic about it too. Sometimes we're just like, oh God, we're just slaving away. Like we have this joke where it's like, we make one video and it's like, all right, that's one more video closer to the end of content. That's one video closer to
before the hive mind, before the singularity happens and we all have Neuralink and we're all just thinking the same speech bubble every single until there's just a shining light and we realize that's heaven. We're in heaven now. Sorry, I went on a tangent there.
That's okay. That's the whole show.
I love
that's the whole show is tangents.
Content. Wow, don't I love content?
But I mean, we are really lucky. Like,
am I making you laugh right now? You want to hear my music, kid? Come on.
It's great. I mean,
my name's Suburban. Remember that. There's a space between sub and urban, so I get noticed by Google. Chevy. Okay.
But like, I mean, we could be sitting at a desk and slaving away looking at spreadsheets for 40 hours a week until the day we retire.
I make music on Excel.
Okay. Well, thanks for ruining my shining comment. It was going to be so profound and
finish what you're saying.
No, there's nothing to finish now. Everybody just slaves away, doing everything is a grind. I just want to go live in the woods.
Been thinking about it, but that's just
pull a hosier.
You know too much. Like as happy as I went on a walk in the woods the other day. We made a stop in our like tour Sprinter.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wow. I was looking at moss on trees in like the middle of like, I don't know, Seattle or Oregon. I was just like, this is beautiful. I really wish I was on mushrooms right now.
Yeah.
But it was more so like just realizing the color green was like giving me actual good feelings and like, just a normal reflection of like, oh, I live in a house. That's why I'm always depressed. It's like, no, this is like, I need to just force myself to go out. But then, you have those intrusive thoughts of like, what if this was every day? What if I was happy all the time? What if I just fished? What if there was no existential thoughts and I just didn't care about art? What is art? Who cares about art? I'm just going to fish.
Yeah.
I'm just going to eat berries until I die because I picked the wrong one. But then you realize like, no, you can't because you were born already into the matrix and it's actually just like, too much to be able to settle.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to be constantly thinking about like, I wonder what they're up to out there in the Big Apple. I wonder what they're up to right now.
What's going on?
What's going on all those screens? Wow, I love colors because I love picking berries. Wow, I wish I was seeing more colors. I wish I was seeing a lot of colors.
That's why the middle ground is Stardew Valley.
Is
the middle ground in living in the digital age is you get on your computer and you boot up Stardew Valley and you go fish.
I'm engaged right now.
Go fish and you're like, wow, what a serene, peaceful environment. And then you turn off your computer and you come back to the real world and you make your silly little songs and your silly little videos.
Songs. And content. I love content.
Dude, I can't. Content is like, I hate that word so much. It's the worst. Every time I hear content, I just seize up.
When do you think the word content is going to change?
Never.
Linguistically.
Never, dude.
I don't know. We've replaced a few words that were like way more common in the past. What? Sorry.
No, that's good. Right into the mic. If you get closer to the mic next time, actually. That's good. You could just put your mouth around it.
I don't have another one.
Oh. Ow. Every time I do it, my jaw cramps.
Whenever you try. Oh, when you.
Girthy, yeah. Girthy. It's a girthy mic.
A lot of diameter on this boy.
Yeah. I'm thankful. I'm thankful that my job is to make cooking videos and to talk to cool people on a podcast.
Oh, you think I'm cool?
I think you're cool. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I was like, when watching your videos, I was like, oh, this guy is going to love Trevor.
Why?
Wait, which videos? On TikTok or like on...
Your TikTok videos, but also like your music videos. Like, it's just like so...
it was fun.
It's so like creepy and like weird, but Trevor likes that kind of stuff.
creepy and weird?
No, you're not.
You kind of look like Glenn from Uh-Oh. Did you watch the Uh-Oh video? Are you completely lost on what I'm saying right now?
I am, actually.
Totally
I didn't watch it. It's Jamie's fault because what she does is she makes me these fun little sheets on Google Docs where she writes down facts about the guests. And then she'll link me things to watch, but she didn't link me that video, so it's her fault.
That's totally fair.
There
I
is
mean,
a
like,
fact about it.
it's only
though.
like-
Not a fact.
I read a fact about it. It's not a fact. You're lying, Jamie. You're literally lying.
It's not a fact,
It's
but
a
it's like
TikTok idea.
Stop fighting
No, it's a
Mom,
question.
Dad.
No.
no, that's
Please.
what we do.
That's
on
the
the
bit.
show.
Jamie and I always fight
Yeah.
because I'm the villain of the show.
Throw down.
And
Right now.
Jamie's the hero of the show.
Can we get a arm wrestle right now between you guys? Is that possible?
I would destroy Jamie.
Yeah, he probably.
I like
would.
look noodly, but I've actually got like a bit of strength.
I'm like, for some reason, I win like a good amount of arm wrestles. Like, even though I don't have any strength, it's
because either.
I know how to look at someone a certain way and weaken them. Just from
it's just a gaze, an
it's
icy
just a gaze.
stare.
I don't blink the whole time I'm arm wrestling someone because eventually I penetrate that cornea. Eventually I penetrate
Do you
the
want
soul.
to arm wrestle?
No,
It's not the first time I've done it.
Strong enough.
It's
It's
not-
really big.
No,
I was
I'm
like,
not
is that,
doing it.
really
is that
big.
going to become a new thing on the
Yeah,
show?
really girthy.
you're not the first person I've arm wrestled on the show. So let me
Okay, let's do it. I mean, I'm gonna lose probably.
You got to move your laptop.
I'm just gonna set the
Trevor.
standard
I
right
gotta
now.
move my laptop.
Yeah, we got to
He
see
looks-
the action.
Right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you, I got hyperhidrosis. You feel that moisture? You feel
God,
that?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you like
right.
that?
All right.
Yeah, it's slippery. Yeah.
All right.
You like this? Yeah.
I'm gonna
All right.
call it out. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh.
He's wearing me down. It's a war of attrition. I don't care about you or your family.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just making my food.
Oh no.
He's huge.
That was intense.
My whole
guys.
arm is tingling. Oh my God.
I've never seen.
I let go for a second because I've just, you know, that invasive thought of like the ligaments snapping on like skinny dudes when arm wrestling. Like I've seen way too many of those Instagram
Oh man,
videos.
I have never seen.
So I was just thinking like, this is not worth it.
That was a war of attrition.
But
I
he
was
won.
like, if I can just hold on when you did
a
your
mental
final
game.
push, if I can just hold on, I might be able to close this out. Oh my God, my whole arm is tingling. Okay, what were we
I was
talking about
putting in
before that?
30%. What?
Sorry, what?
Whoa, I have like a grip mark from him on my like hand. That's
I'm
crazy.
Like, still shaking my hands. I mean, I'm like have naturally like pretty shaky
Yeah,
hands.
you have
but, like,
naturally beautiful hands, man.
thank you. I've got
Wonderful.
large knuckles.
That's very.
I've got like large. It's annoying with rings because a lot of times I'll get a ring and then
and
I'll
it'll
put it
get
on.
stuck on it.
But yeah, then a ring, it'll fit. If it fits like around the base good, then it always gets stuck on the knuckle. But if it like fits well over the knuckle, then it's loose around the base.
Those are sick.
Dude, this one's a puzzle ring.
Oh, you kind of see.
So you like fit it back together.
That's actually sick.
It will bend though, so don't like.
I'm
try
not
and
going to force it. I'm not going to force.
No. Yeah, but it like you can.
Can I do it on my pinky?
That's good. That's good. You did it.
Good.
Nice work.
Yeah, I'm keeping this. I earned this.
No, I just got it. I got it at the Renaissance Fair.
At the Renaissance.
Yeah, it was sick.
Nerd!
No, I dressed up as a knight. I got like a $30 knight costume on Amazon.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was so hot. It was like 97 degrees.
Was it
out.
like metal?
No. Oh no.
Oh,
$30 for a full metal suit. Yeah,
I don't know. Like
that would have been
aluminum goes a long way.
What's the weirdest instrument you play?
I don't really play. I mean, I played the theremin recently. That was fun. I kind of like learned it really quickly, but I sounded bad. The theremin, you know, like it's like a graph style, like it senses where your hand is in relation to two different axes. One controls volume and one controls pitch. That's how they made like all the like sci-fi noises back in the 60s, like the
oh
yeah.
This little ditty.
This guy.
I had no clue. That's so cool.
Yeah. That was pretty fun. But if we're talking about like working on music, I don't really use instruments very often. Like I use some digital stuff like the Mellotron, like digital adaptation, and then like a Nord and some like modular synths that I barely even know how to use. But like I'm mostly a digital person when it comes to making music. Like I resample things all the time, but I will say that in my upcoming album Hive, you should already be listening to Hive. I did sample that one sex moan. I use that a lot actually in a lot of my music. You will never know because
the one that's like in the memes. Yeah, the one
like
that's
that was a bad imitation, but
no, that was great.
Yeah,
I think it served its purpose.
But I actually use that quite a bit because there's like a square wave that happens from the distortion when you like warp it and stretch it. Like you can tinker with anything. You can make anything sound like anything with the right like level of processing and resampling and whatever the hell, transient shaping. And I made like a really cool sounding like dark lead. And it was the entire time we actually kind of like stuck it in there for a second. Like in context you can't hear it, but if you solo it you're like, wait, that's literally just a moan. That's just actually a sex moan.
Hey, I'm into it.
But no one will ever know.
No one's ever gonna know. It's our little secret. And whoever listens to this, try
to find it. Look for it.
Look for it. What's your opinion on the use of synthesizers in modern music? Do you think that there's too much? Do you think there's too little? Do you think there's just the right amount?
There's always a waging war against like what is artificial versus like not. It's all artificial. Yeah. Like or it's not all. It's all natural. Like it's just sound. It's just wiggly. My job is making people feel things with wiggly air.
Yeah.
How disgraced do I feel to my parents knowing that that's where my money came from? It's just like the difference between synthesizers and organic is really obviously organic is there's multiple levels of like timbre that you're recording.
Yeah.
When it comes to a guitar, you're not only hearing the pluck of the string, the resonance of the string, you're hearing like the bang of like the bongo-y like the whole the body. You're hearing like not only that, but you're hearing your finger move on the fret. There's different levels of like dynamic use to it. Like there's actual different dimensions. Like for example, with a piano, you have the like 3 dimensions. That is the scale that you're playing on. You have how hard you're hitting it, so that's velocity, and then you have like the pedal, which there's sometimes 3 pedals. There's one that's soft, so there's just like 4 dimensions, but there's one that softens it, and then there's one that lifts the hammers or like the like covers so that the hammers can just ring out. Yeah, and that makes like a legato. With a guitar, you have like 7 or 8 different. Not even like when you get to classical guitar, you're just like. There's so many different levels of dynamics. And the one thing I'll say right now is synthesizers can only do so much when it comes to, because what a synthesizer is, I'm going to give you guys a synthesizer class because I know so much about synthesizer. It's just routing. You put a signal in and it's routed through a bunch of random things that make the sound. Yeah. It starts with, like, you could start with a square wave, with a sine wave, which are like the triangle wave. Those are like the most basic waves we figured out, where like, if you actually look at the wave, the reason why they're called what they are is because they literally are shaped like that. A sine wave is like parabolic. A square wave is like perfect jagged teeth. A triangle is like right triangles. Yeah. Maybe I was doing that backwards to the camera, but then you have like a whole subset of things that people figured out, and then you have like a wavetable. So there's like 2 different like sides to it. Like you can actually combine how the wave fluctuates. And eventually you have like funny little signals that sound like Mario like 8-bit stuff. That's what those sound like. And then you just start putting it through dumb things like filters and amps and like distortion drive. And eventually you can get something sounding organic.
Yeah.
If you're smart enough and you know how like the frequency range works and dependent on what you're putting it through, eventually you can get things to sound like the pizzicato of a violin. You can get things to sound, but it will always be inherently a little alien because our brains pick up these things.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say is probably the most difficult thing to synthesize right now, regardless of Vocaloids and vocals, because we're engineered. That's our mating song. Like we're engineered to literally like detect like that's a fake thing. That is fake. Like that's why people pay. It's like the same thing with like faces. Like why is it so hard to get like Pixar to like make like real skin? Like our brains are programmed to like recognize the different layers, like the actual opacity of how the light hits the skin. Otherwise we get like weird Toy Story like like I almost said Silicon Valley. Might as well be Uncanny Valley.
Yeah. Momo.
Same thing happens with music. Like people will recognize because of just how old the guitar is or the piano is. They'll recognize, and that's why the piano is actually the easiest thing to not synthesize but to resample. Because it's only 3-dimensional. But with a guitar, for some reason, people can pick up when it's like a fake guitar. If they're like, at least like if they're like involved in music, they'll be like, there's just less dimension to this. Yeah. So, I like doing a mixture of both. You need tradition. And you need a little bit of futurism in order to get a nice middle ground of something fresh and new, because sometimes people go a little too far with the electronica and then sometimes people go a little too far with the folk, and it's just like, it's whatever you want to hear, honestly. In the moment, you just want to hear wiggly air and someone will deliver that to you. But I like doing both because I think it's fresh. I think taking vintage things and putting them in with new things and then just it up.
Yeah.
That's how I make music.
I'm a big fan of a nice gnarly synth breakdown. Just real late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
A little Asia.
The 80s was like one of the most points of music because if you actually like think about it, they were figuring out so many new techniques. Like same with the 2000s. Yeah. They were figuring out so many different techniques of like just the rawest sounding synthesizers where it's like, this is good. And then like only so many of them age well. And that happens with every single like generation, but specifically with the 80s because it was such a new concept. Like synthesizers were around in the 60s and 70s, maybe even the 50s if I'm thinking right.
Yeah.
Did you know the Nazis invented synthesizers? Anyways, but
I take back what I said.
But when you go forward in time, like you have like, I think it was Kraftwerk, whatever. I'm uncultured as hell. You have like a random electronica groups that were basically doing like what Daft Punk was. No, Daft Punk imitated that type of stuff. Like, they took pride in the electronica, in the like sound of like, oh, this is artificial. And that was their sense of futurism. Just as right now we have our sense of futurism with like even genres like hyperpop. Like you like hearing synthetic vocals because it's intriguing. It's cool. But back then in the 80s, it's like they were trying to like figure out how to use like reverbs on like saw waves and programmed drums. And it was just like, it sounded so bad sometimes, but we inherently go back to the 80s and are like, wait, I like that sound because it reminds me of something I heard before. And it's like a whole nostalgia chain of like, this sounds good because it's bad, because it's good, because it's bad. Yeah. And it just never ends. And the same thing's going to happen to trap music. And like, I'm not going to say 20 to 30 years because things are going way too fast. Maybe it won't even happen to trap music. Maybe everything's just going to be constantly cultivated and curated from this point on. Yeah. So every single wave is happening at the same time. There's no monoculture. Nothing else is happening.
So you got a lot of big weapons.
Sorry, I love ranting.
No, that's okay.
Things that I don't even understand.
Can you rant about the big weapons? Because I'd love to hear about those.
I am on the FBI watch list. I have...
Really?
I have threatened multiple important people's across in Instagram DMs, and it wasn't until recently. I'm kidding. I have no idea. No, yeah, the big weapons, shock value wins people, man. Like it was. I like. Obviously, the concept has been done before, but like it's just funny when you're posing with like, you're like flexing with gun in the mirror, but then it's different when it's like a musket or like an axe, and it's just like, yeah, don't with me. Like I have an Israeli bazooka. it's like, where do you go from there?
Do you know who Sanchovies is?
No.
Oh, okay. He's like a streamer, but he got banned on Twitch recently because he lives in Canada. And you saying you're on
because he lives in Canada?
No.
Those Canadians. Them. I'm not even gonna go down that road.
No, he when you said got put on a watch
list. I'm Canadian, by the way.
He has like
SafeNet.
He's having a ton of problems with his like ISP, his internet, and he was on a Twitch stream and he was like having internet issues and just jokingly he was like his ISP is called like Rogers, and he's like, I'm literally gonna bomb Rogers headquarters because he was so mad, just like as a joke, and he got banned for it.
Dude, I had friends like back in the day who like, and friends of friends who just, if they got like banned on Microsoft or like Call of Duty, they would like call like the headquarters and be like, I'm gonna bomb you tonight. I'm gonna arrange something, and then they would literally like, one person had police pull up to their house. It was just it's so mind-boggling because like on one hand, like, yeah, it's good to be safe, but on the other hand, it's like this kid doesn't know anyone. What are you? They're just obviously like, but they have to assess the threat.
Yeah, this guy plays League of Legends for a living. You think
swatting is also insane. Like the whole concept of like just calling the police station and just being like, yeah, so like this random address. I'm anonymous, by the way. They have weapons there. They have hostages. You should march down there and do something about it. And then just an old man dies because they have no way to like. They have no protocol.
Yeah,
they have no protocol for. Dude, they're like trained to shoot your dog on sight if they like show any sort of like reluctance towards a bunch of dudes marching into their home with riot shields. Like there's like, what the hell? Don't kill my dog because I like killed you on Call of Duty. Like that's just crazy to me. There's so many psychopaths.
Literally, people that like have ever done that, have ever swatted anyone, are literally the scum of the earth. That's just like one of the worst things you can do to someone.
It really is. And it's just insane because it's just like so easy and accessible. Like I'm going to swat you tomorrow or this week, honestly, because I hate you.
Please don't. I have a roommate and I don't think he'd be cool.
Do you have a dog?
I don't have a dog. I do have a snake.
That snake's getting murked, dude. That snake's getting murked.
They're not even going to know I have a snake because he likes to hide under his little log in his tank. And so he just kind of curls up under there.
Threat assessment.
So, yeah. Like, what's in this tank?
What's in this tank?
What's in this tank?
What's in this?
We got an unauthorized reptile in there? Get him. I'm just like laying in my bed like, Meatloaf, help me.
He's named Meatloaf?
Yeah.
Name him after something girthy.
Meatloafs don't have to be girthy. A meatloaf, really, if you think about it, is just a lot of meatballs mashed together. Or
I don't think that's what a meatloaf is.
It's like a book of hamburger patties.
I don't think that's what a meatloaf is.
Because if you took a meatloaf and you sliced it,
no, I think you're crazy.
That's a burger patty. Can you stop gaslighting me?
No, that's stupid.
I literally went to culinary school. I know what the I'm talking about.
There's bacon strips on the outside. That's different, dude.
What?
Meatloaf?
You wrap your meatloafs in bacon?
Oh, yeah. Back in Jersey, we go crazy, dude.
Yeah? That sounds pretty crazy,
I always thought that was like the meta for meatloaf.
Bro, hold on. Okay. We got to get into the meatloaf meta here.
No, you're crazy.
What kind of spices are you rocking with, bro? You got any paprika going in there?
I was about to say. That's the go-to.
Yeah, dude.
For a meatloaf?
Paprika's funny because it just tastes red. There's no
it does.
Paprika is just dried red bell pepper.
Red.
And red is a good color for food.
Yeah, red is a good color. You know what's the best color for food though?
Yeah.
Like a nice yellowy brown.
Like what kind of food?
Like breading, like cheese, like
cheese,
egg.
Maybe like a nice cornbread.
Like a nice corn. Like I see that color and I just think yummy.
Yellow. Have you ever had a ají amarillo?
What the are you even saying? Get out of my country, man.
It's one of the Peruvian mother peppers. It's great. Dude, it's really hard to get them in the United States though. Danny, our coworker, he's got a hookup.
He's got a hookup for
there's a guy apparently in the OC whose mom like smuggled ají amarillo seeds into the country.
Big word for a food. Can you just like say it shorter?
It's yellow. It's a Peruvian yellow pepper.
Yeah, that sounds tasty.
It's really good.
Peruvian
it's a green
peppers.
Pepper. It's a great.
You remember
pepper.
that Drake and Josh episode?
The Peruvian Peruvian puff pepper? Dude, I
is
did
that
a
what
recipe.
it is? Technically, no.
I don't even know if a Peruvian puff pepper is a real thing.
They made that up.
I think they had to.
They made that up.
Yeah. But we literally did a recipe with ají amarillo, and I was literally thinking the same thing. I was like, this is like a Peruvian puff pepper.
I've been behind this mic the whole time, like hiding my face. Is that
That's okay?
I'm sorry.
No, I do realized. The same thing. I wanted to get arm mics. I asked. Apparently someone, maybe Rhett and Link, said no so that I could just move it around. And this would be so much nicer if I could just, hey, pull it closer, because then I could lean back and I could be chill and I'd be like, hey, how's it going? And then I like want to sit up and I like push it forward. But now I have to hold it like an idiot in my hand. Stupid. It's dumb.
I honestly kind of feel like the sound is better when you guys do that.
Turn the beat on.
Really? Sound is better? You heard it here first. We got to hold the mics for the rest of the show like this.
No, I feel like that's going to get your arms
What I
tired.
love about these mic bases, I'm not sure if you're EQing this, but what I love about these is you can really hear the sheer rage in the bass of...
I keep an empty cereal bowl with a spoon in it on my desk at home. So when I play games, I slam my hand when something bad happens and you just hear the spoon rattle in the bowl. Because it's just perfect every time. Just one slap and you just hear the spoon like cling.
That's literally what I used to do to my friends. Like, it was so much funnier when you do that.
So much funnier. Just keep an empty bowl.
That's like a streamer technique.
Yeah.
That is an actual technique.
Literally, if you're funny.
What kind of cereal do you fill in it? Do you use milk? No, you can't use milk.
No, I don't use milk. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I actually don't eat cereal with milk.
Really?
I eat all my cereal dry. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
dry
like
man.
fair. I started as a kid because I was like, cow milk and my grains. I don't know. That was like always like a weird thing. Even though my mother and mainly mother made me drink like warm milk twice a day as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, when I woke up and when I went to bed, because they were like calcium, when in fact like drinking too much milk can actually like brittle your bones over time.
Yeah.
But vegan fact of the day, I'm not even vegan. I know a lot of things.
Yeah. No, I was never a milk kid. I
the
hated drinking
lying
milk.
to you, man. There's no good cholesterol. There's no bad cholesterol. Dietary science is completely fake. You want to get buff. You got to eat beef all the time. Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson. I hate the keto diet so much.
Really?
I hate it. Oh my God, I hate the keto diet. It's so dumb. It's like, oh my God, I can eat 12 strips of bacon every meal every day and lose weight. Like, you're just tricking your body into thinking that it's dying so that it has to burn fat.
Is that actually what's happening? You're a culinary scientist,
The
I
keto
assume.
diet is so dumb. And because what people do, there's like technically a healthy way to do it, but ketosis is the process that
That's why it's called keto?
Yeah, because when a person's diabetic and they don't have enough sugar in their body goes into a state of ketosis, which is where they're like, we literally need glucose for the brain to work, so we're going to rapidly burn this fat that's in your body to get like the nutrients that you need.
Yeah.
And people that go on the keto diet, they're like, I can just eat bacon all day long, and then they're tricking their body into being like, holy shit, you're not giving us the nutrients we need, so I need to rapidly burn this fat off to keep you alive.
I knew that's how keto worked, but I didn't realize it's like kind of like borderline like dying, like it's actually freaking you out.
It's so dumb. Yeah. And then as soon as people stop the keto diet and they've been eating unhealthy and they have all these terrible eating habits, then they just put all the weight back on because their body's like, oh, you're finally giving me the stuff I need again.
I never even thought about the habitual like consequence of that. That's actually insane.
Literally, it's so dumb. I hate, there's a healthy way to do it, and ketosis, like a lot of like diabetic people need to do it, and sometimes it is the right diet for someone, but there's so many people just do it in such an unhealthy way that it's like, it's so stupid. It's just calories in, calories out. Calories in, calories out, and just being a semi-active person is 95% of the battle.
Yeah.
It's like, if you want to be healthy, just like, don't overconsume calories. Like, as long as you're not just overeating a ton and like sitting in one spot, like, but like eat what you want. But if you're like trying to lose weight super fast for whatever reason, and you're just like putting your body into this really unhealthy state, it's terrible for you.
Yeah.
Just eat what you like.
Yeah. So,
it's so dumb.
Twinkies 24/7. I love Big Macs. God, Big Macs are, I'm an American.
Dude, Big Macs, tell you what, Big Mac hits on a road trip.
Dude, I've literally first ever tour. I've been experiencing burger like every other night, and it's been like, I'm really tired of it, honestly. I don't like it. Yeah, no. This is my one free day from tour so far. I've only done 2 shows so far.
And you're spending
actually
it with
literally,
me?
yeah.
That's so sweet.
I miss my girlfriend and my family and my friends.
You should have brought them all. We could have had a party. Oh, it's over there, dude.
Shut up! You stay in the corner. This is my personal life. Don't dox me. But tour's been crazy. Meeting like fans and but like. I got 2 canceled tours up to now. Like COVID screwed me over. I was about to tour with Melanie Martinez and Youngblood, and then I was about to tour with Bella Porch, and then we were like, COVID. It's COVID. But actually, the second time was because I didn't finish like any music for either of our projects. I needed to finish producing a lot of
tough,
it.
Man.
But that's just music, man. I'm slow as hell. They hate me.
I mean,
I deliver products.
There's something about like there is a certain point where you can't force it, you know, like the creative juices.
It's so funny because they always try to time like the cycle of like creativity, but like for all I know, like I'm gonna have like a death in the family. I'm just gonna be like depressed for like 5 years. I'm gonna have to like take ayahuasca to like come back to myself, and then who knows, it'll awaken like my ability to realize like, wow, music is super stupid wiggly air. I'm gonna become a chef like you.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it unless you work for a silly YouTube show.
Silly YouTube channel.
Silly, because that's where the fun is. I was in the service industry for like a little bit before I started here. And
how was that?
It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's just like the worst hours, the angriest people, like the angriest people, customers. God, the average consumer in America.
Where's my drink?
So dumb. How am I supposed to eat this without my drink? My Diet Dr. Kelp?
My Diet Dr.
You do a good Patrick Warburton, I've heard.
What was the thing I posted on TikTok? Oh, it was like, whoa, nice. Peter. Has he ever narrated like a nature documentary? Because
he should.
Yeah, he should.
Him and Snoop should do one together. Because that's when Snoop did that, like, I
Call
was
of
on like
Duty
a late
Ghost.
night show or something.
No, never mind. Wait, or who
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg, yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
He put out a pack for Call of Duty Ghost once.
Really?
Where they changed the narrator to the entire game, and he was like,
the worst Call of Duty game of all time is the one that Snoop got on.
Yeah, no, they were like doing a bunch of like the sergeant from I forgot the movie. Like. They did multiple like different narrators, and Snoop was like, "Yo, that was I can't even. That was up. Like when you die, I don't know, something dumb." But
he just quick up.
But it was.
He did like a nature documentary, like narrated one. I feel like it was on like a late night show or something. He did one as like a joke, but he was like. There was like meerkats popping. He was like, "Oh, you just popped up out of nowhere." I don't know. I can't do it.
I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny.
You get him and Patrick Warburton together.
Yeah,
they put some heat on a nature documentary.
Yeah. But tour has been fun so far, and I'm coming to a place near you. Unless you're Republicans, I'm kidding. I just realized that was like the lineup to our like tour, and I was just like, who decided this? I'm just gonna not like talk about that more. Anyways, I'm an in-betweener, man. I love everyone. I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
I like to call myself a political nihilist.
Yeah, politics are funny.
I just like nothing. I don't know. Nothing matters.
It's really funny to watch the polarity of like everybody over the past 5 years to the point where it's like actually insane what some people on like both extremes believe in.
Well, it's like
I'm not gonna go full centrist mode. I'm gonna sound corny as hell. I don't know.
I don't even call it doesn't like we've seen like no matter, even though everything seems so polarized, it's like you vote, nothing happens.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Nothing changes.
Everything is decided by rich people.
Nothing's going to change.
I love money. Oh my God.
God, I wish I was rich.
It's a plutocracy. We live in a plutocracy.
We live in a late stage oligarchy.
Oh, enlighten me. I don't know. What the does that mean?
I think oligarchy is the one where just like there's a lot of really rich, powerful elites
fun.
that decide
I thought that
everything.
was plutocracy. I think plutocracy doesn't involve the term rich. It's like
plutocracy
a
is
feud.
Plutarch Heavensbee from Hunger Games.
Is that from Hunger Games?
No, I'm just
Shut up! You're f***ing with my mind! Oh my god! I gotta go.
Plutocracy. Plutocracy Heavensbee.
Oh, that's where my sweater was this whole time. I've been so thirsty. I've been sweating out my ass. I got swamped.
Dude,
right
I've been sweaty ever since we arm wrestled. I've been like really sweaty. Yeah, you really tired me out. That's like the most physical activity I've done. You want to go?
No, I'm tired.
No, I am too,
I'm
dude.
sweaty. I
don't think the viewers could take another.
You want to play a little game?
Yeah.
So we're gonna play a game called What's in My Pocket.
Usually, like, knew I would react a certain way to that.
I was getting ready. I kind of teed you up.
Off.
Yeah, I did.
All right, let's test that girth. Let's get that going, man.
What?
Let me get that meatloaf, man.
Okay, so I've got an item in my pocket, and it is not my member. And it is. I'm gonna give you a few hints. And
it is not my member.
You're gonna get a guess. You're gonna get 3 guesses on what it is, and if you guess right, you get to keep it.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready for your hints? Your clues? I'm gonna give them all 3 to you at once, and then you get your guesses.
All right.
Oh, my tummy just grumbled.
Yeah, I'm really hungry right now. I'm feeling faint. That's okay. I can continue.
No, let's get.
No, that's okay. It's
Do you
helping
need a snack?
me.
Okay.
Oh my God! Could I get a snack before we play? What's in his pocket?
Yo, you got the oats and honey. You're gonna get like 30,000 crumbs on the table. Oh, there's already like 80 crumbs on the mic. Oh God! He's a menace. If you're listening to the show, he's crunching into a Nature Valley bar right now and getting approximately
it's so dry.
472 crumbs.
There's also an extra water if you want to give that to Trevor.
Oh, thanks.
You need more water? You want me to feed you water? Here you go.
Like.
First clue. It is an instrument. There's an instrument in my pocket.
Okay. Kazoo.
Oh my God.
He freaking smurfed it. He needed 1 clue. It's going to be so warm because it's just been in my grundle for like the last 9 minutes. But it's packaged, so
you
want to play a little ditty?
Yeah, actually, I'm really good at this. I haven't done this
so
since
excited.
Since high school. Wait.
Okay.
Wait. Does it work anymore?
This is a musical genius. Now moan.
What?
Now moan.
Now I feel a little pressured, man.
Because you were talking about it. Never mind.
I feel a little weird about that, man. I'm gonna.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Nutrigrain bars or something. Bye.
Thank you. No, come back. You got to plug your stuff. Plug. Shameless plug portion of the show. Tell people where they can find you and what you're doing.
Okay, I'm at Suburban on Instagram, TikTok, I'm YouTube at Suburban. Who the? I have an album coming out.
Yeah,
June 3rd.
June 3rd.
It's called Hive, and guess what? It's going to be already out by the time. Yeah. Shut up. It's going to be already out by the time this video is out. And I worked really hard on this album. I put like 2 years of my life and a crippling Adderall addiction and COVID and like a lot of and like mental health. And I didn't see my dad for a whole like year, and my mom's been in Taiwan for 3 years. I miss my mom, and like I'm not really that happy, but I'm chilling. I'm chilling. But you should go check out that album because I worked really hard on it, and I think it's kind of good, and I think it's a little refreshing. But maybe you'll hate it. Maybe you'll hate it.
No.
I hope
nobody's gonna hate it.
I hope you dislike my music. I hope you dislike me as a person. I hope you don't understand me as a person. And I hope that you go home and think, wow, who the was that guy? And you forget me the next day.
That was quite the plug. Pretty different than anything we've had on the show before.
I made cradles. Aha, you know the blonde. Wait. Wait. Oh, I really gotta get that in there. 1 second.
This man is a musical genius. Please go check out his album. Suburban.
Yeah.
Suburban.
This has been really fun.
Subspace Urban.
It's been super fun. Thank you.
Do you think that we could be friends? Do you think we'd talk again sometime?
Yeah, absolutely. You
Really?
want to hang out, actually? Like, this has been fun.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I need friends.
Anytime.
I don't have any friends in LA. It
Please.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, text me. We can hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick.
That's sick.
Everybody, that was Suburban. What a guy. Oh man, what a unique experience that was. Please go check him out. Hive is out now. His album is released. Go listen to it. He really genuinely makes some amazing music. Please go support him. Follow him on all his socials. Great guy. So funny. Wow. just so funny. I mean, that was a unique experience, Jamie. How'd you think that went?
I mean, that was a hoot and a half.
It was a hoot and a half. I tell you what.
Like, no, but for real, like, there was so much energy in the room. I thought the table was going to tip over at one point.
Yeah.
And then the kazoo?
Insane.
Oh my God.
I genuinely, mouth agape, was blown away. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
And like, because I was like, okay, for the fact that he even had a random kazoo, and I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And he guessed it on the first
try.
First
try.
clue. I mean, I guess there's not that many instruments that could fit in your pocket. Maybe though, a flute if you have long pockets.
Yeah, true. Good point.
A tonette.
I mean, like, you see a kazoo and you think, there's not much you can do with that. You can do a little bit. Like, he did that first song, like the fight song or whatever that they do at like football games. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then dude just stuck it up his nose and performed a musical masterpiece. Actually insane. I mean, I'm blown away still. But no, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And you did get to at least slip in Daniel the Conqueror once or twice in there. He's like, if I act up, call me that. And
good old Danny.
It was nice.
Good old Danny the Conqueror.
I honestly died.
Yeah, no, that was great. Thank you everyone for listening to Trevor Talks Too Much. We got new episodes coming out every single Tuesday, wherever you get your podcast. We got the video version the following Monday on YouTube. Leave a comment, leave a review. Let me know what I can do. That rhymed. I'm a rapper now. Let me know what I can be doing better, what you think I'm doing good, boost my ego a little bit. Check out all the other Mythical stuff we got going on. I mean, I already told you about Mythicon at the top of the episode. Go get tickets to Mythicon. We got a ton of other channels. You already know that. Ton of content out there. Go check me out on Mythical Kitchen. Go check out all the other podcasts. They're great. Love those people. They're awesome. And go check out Mythical Pods on TikTok. A lot of fun stuff coming over there. A little taste of all the podcasts at once, which is great. That's, I think, all I got to say there at the end, I reckon. Jamie, how do you feel about that? You feel good?
I reckon you did.
You reckon we're good? You reckon I say goodbye to the people now?
You can say goodbye to the people in whatever language and style that you choose.
Okay. Goodbye.
So English and plain.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's what I was feeling.